Welcome back to KGSM-TV. I'm Brene Tate. This week, we are highlighting the life and legacy of activist Ida B. Wells. Ida B. Wells lived from 1862 to 1931. She was born into slavery during the Civil War. Once the war ended and she was free, she enrolled at Rusk College. Not long after she got to school, her family became sick, so she moved back home to help get a job and help support the family. Her passion for activism began in 1884 when she bought a first-class train ticket, but the crew forced her to move to the African-American car. This infuriated her, so she sued the railroad and won. Later on in 1896, she established the National Association of Colored Women. She also helped to form the NAACP. One of her big focuses was fighting for women to get equal opportunities for government jobs. Ida B. Wells fought for women's rights and African American rights. Her bravery and intelligence helped her pave the way for the next generation of activists. Visit womenshistory.org for more information.
If you have been on social media at all recently, chances are you have heard about Russia invading Ukraine. But what does this mean for our future? On February 24, 2022, Russia invaded Ukraine. This invasion has been militarized and civilians are being evacuated.
Russians have always thought of Ukraine as being a part of them. The problem is that the 20th century really dislodges a lot of that. With the end of World War I, much of Europe was divided up into spheres of influence, and Russia becomes the Soviet Union and begins gobbling up neighbor states as Soviet republics, and Ukraine was one of them.
Go.
Although this event has happened fairly recently, the economy has already been impacted. Gas prices have continued to fluctuate daily. Russia could retrench its exports of oil, gas, metals, and industrial products. In the U.S., gas prices now top $4 a gallon. To understand the drive behind the invasion of Ukraine, you would have to go back centuries. The invasion of Ukraine has begged the question, what can we do for Ukraine?
Right now, it's giving them ammunition, weapons, giving Poland planes so Poland can give their planes to Ukraine as a way for them to defend themselves as much as possible.
For more information on how to help Ukraine, visit help.rescue.org.
Missouri Western welcomes the new social platform, Creative Minds Podcast. Here's more on the story.
Creative Minds Podcast made its debut on Missouri Western's campus on March 1st, featuring collaborations from WAC, NAACP, and the Psychology Department.
Right. The mission is to create, inspire, and elevate the minds of students and people alike by enhancing their perceptions and ideologies in social and emotional dynamics.
Creative Minds first started from an APA grant from the University Psychology Department for a 2022 initiative on mental health and suicide prevention.
I tell them the truth, but I tell them you have my support. Like, you have me, you have so many loved ones that you need to realize you have, you know, because like sometimes you forget you don't have these people, you don't have friends, you don't have family that you can speak to, you don't have loved ones that you feel comfortable speaking to, you feel like you're all on your own on it. You're not.
The podcast encouraged open discussions with the audience about mental health and other social awarenesses.
Love is the best love, and if you don't have that, then you don't have a drive. And if you don't have a drive, you don't have success. And if you don't have sex, you don't got no money.
Reporting from KGSM, Kendall Edwards.
Creative Mind Podcast broadcast their episodes live on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. and post the episodes on Fridays on YouTube. We'll be right back after this break. Welcome back, everyone.
Not only does March mark the halfway point to wrapping up our 2021-2022 school year, but it is also National Reading Month. Here is more on the story. According to the organization America's Charities, March is National Reading Month. In honor of Dr. Seuss's birthday, March has been designated as a month to motivate people of all ages to read every day. According to Literacy Incorporated, 33% of high school graduates never read a book after high school. The nation uses this month to self-reflect on their reading habits throughout the year and note changes and improvements they would like to make in those habits.
It's important that you find books that you enjoy reading for fun, in my opinion, because it opens your eyes to so many different worlds out there. It teaches empathy, it teaches us how to see, it teaches us empathy, which is how to see things through other people's eyes.
According to the Progress Lifeline organization, reading promotes brain connectivity, lowers blood pressure and heart rate, fights depression symptoms, and prevents a decline in cognitive function as you age. Be sure to take some time this month to dedicate towards your reading habits. Reporting for KGSM-TV, I'm Jaden Miller.
Last semester, we got an inside look at cinema thesis students as they kicked off thesis season, and now they are halfway through filming. Thesis season update, 12 students are enrolled in Thesis, and 8 of them are creating a short film. The Thesis film sets started in September and are projected to finish by mid-April. Because of the size of the cinema department and the number of Thesis films, cinema students have had to be on almost every set to make production work. And while half of the films have completed production, students are feeling a little bittersweet.
I'm glad it's over, but I'm glad it happened. I'll definitely do some things differently next time, but it was a good experience, definitely.
Check out these films at the Griffin Film Festival on April 22nd at the Missouri Theater in downtown St. Joseph.
We will be right back after this break.
A leading problem I've faced is a misunderstanding on the part of students of the importance of academic advising. They miss appointments. They don't make appointments. But what's most disappointing is when they come unprepared. Give me a student with a plan in their head, or better yet, on paper. We could talk about their interests, not just about their classes. We could discuss internships, classwork, grad programs. It would open the door to what advising is truly about.
Can I help you?
But instead, they come to me in a panic when they need to register because...
I need to talk to you. I was trying to register for my classes, but it wouldn't let me do it because I need my PIN, and I haven't had time to set up an advising, so I don't even know what classes I need to take, so I just signed up for a bunch of random ones, and I'm going to drop them later. So can I have my PIN real fast? Because I'm still logged into a computer in the lab. Am I interrupting?
Take ownership of your education. Make the most of your advisement by being proactive, punctual, and prepared. You'll open the door to more personalized attention and avoid costly setbacks. It's never too soon to begin planning your next steps at Missouri Western.
The Griffin Esports program just had their esports event week. More on the story is Darren Brinks.
It looks like it. Just try it.
The Griffin Esports recently had an event where every day they would host an event which included fun mocktails to 1v1ing the director. The event had a lot of positive feedback, even for those students who didn't quite know what esports had going on.
Alright, cool. So on the 28th to the 3rd of March, we had a Griffin Esports event week where we just showcased a bunch of different programs. On Monday, we did a showcase event for different clubs. You can come sign up and learn about the different clubs we offer. Tuesday, we had a Don't Get Super Trash Bros event. It's like essentially it teaches you about drunk driving and whatnot. We had a drunk driving simulator to teach you the effects of driving under the influence. We had a mocktail bar where we had non-alcoholic beverages, and we had Smash Bros there. And then Wednesday we had a Mario Kart event. Thursday we had an event where you could 1v1 the director in any game your choice for 2 hours. That was pretty cool. And then probably my favorite event, I hosted a Smash Bros tournament, double elimination with a $5 entry fee. The winner ended up taking $55. Friday we had the Griffin Esports Experience, which is like an event for high schoolers to come in and check out the program, see what they thought of it.
So yeah, one day I was in Blum and I was walking past the arena and I noticed that there was a bunch of people in there. And it confused me because, like, yes, there's normally a lot of people in there, but like they were like in a line, and so I was curious. So I went in there and I talked to Lucas, like the head of person of the esports, and he was telling me that it was the mocktails and it was about drunk driving on campus actually, and spreading awareness. And they had a little like booth set up as well to where you could go test out like what it would be like to drive while drunk. I got a strawberry daiquiri. It was delicious.
At the end of the day, the esports arena gained a lot of attention from students not familiar with the program. I'm Darren Brinks with KGSM-TV.
For more information, you can contact the Director of Esports, Luke Tice.
Coming off a 2-game losing skid, the Lady Griffs looked to turn things around. Reporter Kenny G has more on the story.
Missouri Western Softball returned to play following a week-long suspension of gameplay due to inclement weather. A slate of games on the dock for the Griffs before they head into the Fairfield Inn and Suites Classic this weekend. First order of business, a doubleheader against Fort Hays University. The Griffs got off to a hot start with leadoff hitter Sydney Hawkins setting the tempo, but it was cleanup hitter Emma Hofford delivering the first run of the game with a sacrifice fly, bringing Hawkins home, giving the Griffs a 1-0 lead. Junior Sydney Ryder took the mound for the Griffs, and 1 run would be all she needed, as she put on a pitching clinic.
Like going into the game, I felt loose, like relaxed, felt like another practice. And going into that, I mean, being able to be relaxed and just throw my game, it helped my teammates be able to be hyped, hit the ball, have a defense behind me, everything. I think that's the biggest thing for me is if I know that my teammates have my back, then I got their backs and I can like perform to the best of my ability.
The Griffs rode the momentum of Game 1 into Game 2, taming the Tigers to just 1 run while the Griffs' bats came alive. Designated hitter Chloe Armstrong made her presence felt with the 3-run homer in the second inning.
I've been playing softball since I was little, so I mean, it's the same feeling I get every single time I hit a home run, you know. It's something so exciting and, you know, your adrenaline's rushing, you know, and for me, I do it for my team, so to see their faces in the dugout cheering me on, it's just ecstatic to me, so I love it.
But much like Game 1, it was the pitchers who stole the show. Sophomore Natalie Kissinger, who's had her struggles throughout the season, seemed to have her swagger back.
So coach is talking about, well, I asked him about your earrings.
Oh.
He kind of told me a little bit about your earrings. You know, he says you got to play with some swagger. Do you think you played with enough swagger today?
Towards the end I did, but he had to yell at me a little bit to be like, swagger, swagger.
The Griffs complete the sweep of the Tigers by a score of 9-1, giving head coach Joe Yegi his first chance to ring the bell.
Reporting for KGSM-TV, I'm Kenny G.
Catch the Griffs this weekend as they begin the Fairfield Inn and Suites Classic against Bemidji State. Our girls got to bring home the win on Monday.
Yeah, our own KGSM Trinity Knapp actually scored the winning rebound last Monday. Here's more on the story.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course. So we'd just like to talk to you about the game that you guys played on Monday and how well you did. So just kind of give us a breakdown on how the game went for you guys.
Yeah, so we started off not super strong. We ended up getting down by about 21 points in the first half, and that's kind of alarming because it's really hard to come back from such a big deficit. And then in the second half, we just came back even harder than I ever think we could have. I think that Jalen stepped up and hit big threes, and Corbin stepped up and took the ball to the rim and finished really strong. And then we started getting more calls our direction, and then slowly just started chipping away. And then towards the end of the game, it was a little bit of back and forth. We eventually tied it and then got ahead and then got behind. And then within the last minute, there were like two or three, possessions where it was like we were winning and then they were winning. So I think they ended up getting an and one, and 2 of our star players fouled out. So we were without them for the last, minute of the game. And Bree went in and just did what Bree does and got a bucket, and then we were ahead and there were, a few seconds left and they put in their big girl and coach looked at me and subbed me in, so I got the chance to be on the floor to finish out the game, and I think that was just a great experience because we finished strong and we, got the stop on defense and got the rebound, and then we all just celebrated and we ran in and got to celebrate, going to the Elite Eight, which is so cool.
So tell us a little more about the Elite Eight for those people that may not know what it is. Can you kind of just explain the whole process of that and how great it feels to be a part of that?
Yeah, so, a goal every year is to get as far as you can in the national tournament. So the NCAA tournament starts off with 64 teams, and it's just the top 64 teams in the nation based off of records and all sorts of other things. And then we play, elimination style. So if you win, you move on. And if you lose, you're out. So it starts with 64 and then goes down to 32, and then so on and so forth. So it's Sweet 16 is the 16, what they call the 16 teams, and then the Elite 8 is what they call the 8 teams, and then it'd be Final Four would be the next, and then it would be the championship game. So we made it to the Elite 8, which is, one of the top 8 teams in the nation. Is just like crazy. Like that's a huge goal for any team to even have as a goal. It's a huge goal, so to actually accomplish it, it's amazing.
So where are you guys crediting your success to right now?
I think just our never give up attitude and our toughness. I think a lot of programs have players who are really, really similar, but one of our big strengths is that we have all different types of players. You won't find 2 players that do the exact same thing, so that's what makes us so different, and our bench is so deep. We go almost all the way to the end of the bench to sub anyone in, so anyone's name could be called at any point, and I think that's what we have a lot of secret weapons, one could say, of people to come and perform every night.
So earlier we were talking about the rebound, and you actually got the winning rebound. So tell us a little bit about that and how cool it felt to do that.
Yeah, it was awesome. I mean, we went out and there were 17 seconds left, and we knew it was the last possession of the game. It was if they scored and got fouled and made one free throw, it would be tied and we can go in overtime. But it was mostly if we get a stop here, we win. If we don't get a stop here, we'll lose. That's what it really felt like. So just to go out and be this is the last 17 seconds, this is it. So to get on the floor and just guard really hard, and then I saw the shot go up and I went and just got my body in a good position to get the ball because I knew they were not going to get that rebound against me. So just got the rebound and then held onto it so tight until I heard the buzzer, and then we just got to celebrate, and it was so exciting.
So what's the message for the Missouri Western basketball team now?
The message right now is just one game at a time kind of attitude. I mean, we want to win every single game every single team that we come in contact with, we want to win. So I think just taking everything one step at a time, as in one play at a time, one possession at a time, even just one screen at a time, things like that, just taking it, moment by moment and just enjoying the ride.
Okay. So I know that you guys got a welcome home party when you came back from an amazing win. So how did that feel, having your kind of small town famous moment? And actually real time famous because it's the NCAAs.
Yeah, I think it's just nice. It's so cool to see the community supporting us, and we got to see all over Twitter, all over Instagram, different videos of people supporting us and just being excited to, watch it. And we just love that everyone supports us, and it's just amazing to know that we have such a great community backing us up, and just have camaraderie within the university, I think is awesome.
So what's a message that you would like to give to all of the guys that are supporting you right now as you're going and continuing to compete in these games?
Yeah, I mean, I would just say thank you. It makes it so much more enjoyable to know that you've got people who are rooting for you and people who just want you to succeed so badly and are just so proud of you. It really makes you want to do it more than just for yourself, more than just for your teammates, for our community. To try and bring back a national championship would just be so amazing, and that's the goal. So.
All right. Well, that's all I have. Thank you so much for allowing us to do this interview, and I wish you guys luck as you continue.
Thank you.
Be sure to cheer on the Griffin women's basketball team as they take on Grand Valley State University on March 21st.
For more content like this, be sure to check out our Facebook at KGSM-TV.
Well, that's all we have for this week. Brene, do you have any spring break plans?
I get to go to Florida for the week, so I'm a little bit excited.
Well, we hope the rest of you here enjoy your spring break, and we'll see you when we return.